Hello and welcome to another video. This time I'm gonna show you how I decorated a plastic tea tray stand. So firstly I use some white paint which I spray painted, and I also use some classic paint, white paint, to make it more white. Then I have this custom rice paper printed, and I decided to do like Christmas cookies, sweets, teachers 10. So I applied on each of the tray some nice images, and I glue them with Decoupage Glue from Pentart and let it dry after it was gluing. As you can see, I am not tearing anything up because technically the surface is flat. This video is also a collaboration with my bestie Amber from this Girl Can, so she gonna do some cute stuff as well, and her link will be in description box below. So I decorated the other side of my tea tray stand as well. I use napkin for this, and I just glued the napkin all the way around with decoupage glue. I am not even going a little bit faster on this, so I'm gonna show you guys how I did it. I stretch some parts to make sure I am not getting many wrinkles there, but with this kind of large napkin, applying large napkin is sometimes difficult to not get wrinkles, but I did everything possible to get as less wrinkles as possible. After gluing it all the way around, I let it dry, and after that I sand off the excess of the napkin there. I am sorry if my voice is not 100%. I was sick and it's still not completely okay, but I wanted to show you guys some more stuff I made, because I made a lot in time between. So this is, now I am rolling out air drying clay so I can decorate the middle parts, which are between the trays. Not sure what are they called. And I used a snowflake stamp for it, and I applied it with express glue from Pentart. I applied it all the way around, of course not on top where they are screwed together, because I wanted the tray to be able to be taken apart and stored like that as well. Okay, my clay parts are decorated and they are in the fridge because I didn't want any crackles there. And so it was time to paint my tray. So firstly I use some beige color, and as you can see I even go inside my paper for better blending, and then I'm doing a little bit of shadowing all around my trays. And as usual, all material I use will be listed in description box below, and if I cannot find the same exact material or whatever I used, I will be putting something similar to it. And now with the sponge dabber I am applying a little bit of red paint all around my trays. Then with a small brush, a little bit of paint and water, I applied dots on my trays as well. After everything was dry, it was time to add my trusted glitter decoupage glue, so I applied it on both sides of my tray, so the image one and the napkin one as well, and then I let everything dry as well. And make sure there is no excess because it will dry out white, not clear. So after my decoupage glue was dry, I am applying glaze to my tea tray, and I applied 3 to 4 layers for a nice shine, and I let it dry between each layer. Of course, you can use varnish as well. After it, I thought it needs a little bit more, and since this is sweets inspired tea tray stand, I added some chocolates and some uh, other sweets to my tea tray stand with air drying clay, and I used a mold from Stamperia. Now my middle parts of my tea tray stand are dry, so it was time to paint them. I decided to use a brown acrylic paint. I painted it all the way around, and I wiped off any excess of the paint with wet towel. After everything was dry, it was time to seal it, so I use matte varnish for this. Of course, you can use glossy one as well. My clay sweets or chocolates are dry, so it was time to paint them. Firstly, I painted everything in brown paint, and I wipe off any excess of the paint with wet towel. Well, here it looks like my glue and technically my clay wasn't yet dry enough. It was still wet, and this can happen, so it unglued. But of course I glued it right back, and now it is all nice and dry. And after everything was painted, it was time to seal it again, and again I used matte varnish, and then I used a little bit of wax paste to apply on my clay parts and around my tea tray stand. And here it is almost all finished. I'm just putting my tea tray stand together so you guys can see how it looks ready to go. And for shipping, I just took it all apart again. And here it is all finished. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up or a nice comment. Until next time, bye.